So welcome ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video today, and we're still talking about this gameplay mod because I want to clear up a few things that I put out initially because I kind of confused everyone and kind of confused myself. I've been talking to, the people that have made this mod just to try and clear things up. So that's going to be the purpose of the beginning of this video, and then later on we're going to be watching like basically kind of a full match. Because I want to talk about, like, the actual gameplay. Some of you may be thinking, well, we've played a lot of mods. And I saw some of the comments, like Spoony coming in there and saying that, he's kind of hesitant because he knows, like, the collisions sometimes go out of whack. And totally understand. I want to talk about all that stuff. And then just kind of dive into that. And then Master League as well, because we've got to make a decision. I was going to do Newcastle, folks, because you guys kind of voted for them, but now I'm seeing Spoony will probably be doing a Newcastle one. So now I'm like, I'm so tempted as well to do Borussia Dortmund, because I'm going to show you a match with, like, their stadium, their camera angle, and it's absolutely mind-blowing. It's difficult to play on, which will make the series very challenging, but, like, the atmosphere and everything is just, it's next level. Anyway, let's dive into this real quick on, like, how to install this and clear up a few points. If you want to skip ahead, timestamps are there for a reason. Right, and if you enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up. Let's do it. Okay, so first things first, okay, since I put out the previous video, a lot of people have obviously been going to this thread and asking about a few things, because I said you needed game loader and you needed the DT18 file. Right, well, you don't, okay? You need one or the other, and honestly, the simplest way is just going to be putting the DT18 file in there. Don't even worry about game loader. That's different. That's if you want to add, like, different mods, like, on the fly in the game. I wouldn't worry about it, to be fair. So anyway, if you would like to learn more about this, then literally head over to EvoWeb and go to the thread. My video is actually on there now, so thank you for putting that up there, boys. And a few things I wanted to quickly take note of, or at least let you guys take note of, is this mod, as you can tell from the top here, is the ultimate FUMA experience, folks. Okay, if you do not know what FUMA stands for, it means full manual. It means you turn off the assists, you play on manual passing, manual shooting. You can leave through balls on basic because that's still manual. That is what makes this mod so much fun. If you're playing on assisted, yes, you can play on assisted, as it states down here. Can I play this on assisted? But they said, of course you can, but this is not, it's not being designed to be played on assisted, since then you're not going to experience the same freedom. And that's where that comes into play. Like, if you download these mods, you're like, well, it's too easy, or this, that, and the other. It's because you're playing on assisted. Just turn them off. Like, seriously, if it's got to the point now where PES 21 is old, right? It's an old game. We've all played it. We've kind of, like, completed it, mate, as Jay would say from the In-Betweeners. But if you turn off the assists, it just adds an extra thing to the game. And I will say this much, is using this mod, I have not seen anywhere near as many problems playing on manual than when playing on default gameplay. Because a lot of the time on manual, on default gameplay, you can play a through ball, and the AI don't really know what to do. They get confused, and you're through on goal. It's that easy. With this mod, I'm yet to really see that. Every match is a challenge. There are a few, I would say, slight issues I'm going to talk about when I show the gameplay. It's not 100% perfect. Nothing is. But this is still, for me, the best gameplay mod you're going to get for a totally different experience with PES, because I'm ultimately bored of playing the same game, right? So anyway, yeah, try and play this on full manual. And if you're not used to it, then start slow. Put it on, not beginner, professional or something lower, and just practice, because it's a great feeling. It really is. So anyway, there's the first question out the way about kind of assisted and stuff. And you can read the other ones if you would like. You can experiment with different exe files. If you like someone else's, like Holland's or something, then you can try them. They might work well, they might not. That's why it's always good fun to experiment this way and the other. Now, they have updated the links, okay, at the bottom. So I'm going to show you guys both of what you're going to get, okay? So right here on the right-hand side is going to be, as you can see at the top, right? This one here is the version 4, not version 4, the VirtuaRed 4 edition, okay? Just straight up, okay? Those are the files, bosh. And then over here, you've got the the PogChamp one, which is where you're gonna get like the better ratings and stuff. That's the one I have, and I highly recommend you use it. But they both work. I mean, they will work with other patches, folks. If you've got Smokey's patch or another patch, these will work, but you're not going to get the benefits of like offensive goalies, which makes them a little bit smarter. You know, they are a lot better. They don't stay on the line all the time. You're not going to get that because these edit files have been designed to work with VirtuaRed. So take that into account. So I am going to quickly show you how to install this. All right, very simply. I've already done it myself, but I will show you where to put the files. All right, and that should clear up a few issues. So without further ado, let's crack on with that. All right, so here we have my files, okay? Left-hand side is the root of eFootball PES 2021. As you can see, all the files are right there. And on the right-hand side, this is the files that we're going to add. Now, the first thing you want to do is literally open up the instructions because you know what? Instructions always help. I know some people don't like to read them, but trust me, reading sometimes does work quite nicely. So you literally, folks, are going to follow this step by step. The first one, extract the data folder in the main directory and replace the file when asked. Okay, so you are literally going to take this one here. That's the file, DT18. You don't need to worry about game loader if you do this. Just go to the data folder. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it, but there it is. You will take this file and you will drag that in there. That's it. All right, I will do it for the sake of it. I'm not going to replace it because I won't. But that's what you would do. You'd hit replace and you replace your old one and back it up. All right, just name it like that, .old or .smelly, whatever you want to call it. You know, the file's not going to get offended. So that's the first point. Very, very simple. All right, number one out of the way. The next point is extract the livecpk folder in your main PES directory and replace the file when asked. So here is the livecpk, and these are all the files. We're going to go and click on livecpk, and there it is, the database. So you're just going to drag that bad boy in there once again. It's going to ask you to copy them over and just replace them. Very simple. I'm not going to do it because I've already done it. So there's no point doing it twice. So that's that out of the way. Step 2, already done. Moving on. Number 3, we have extract the module folder in the main directory once again. So we're going to go back. We're going to go to the modules. Go into our modules on the root folder, and you're going to whack those 3 bad boys into your directory. It shouldn't ask to replace them because if you're doing this fresh, you won't have SpeedServer. And SpeedServer is flexible. If you don't like the speed of this mod, crank up the speed. If you like it slower, put it down. If you like it faster, whack it up. There's flexibility. I personally think the speed's fine, so I've kind of left it as default. It's about a -1 game speed, so it's a little bit slower, but I think it works. So you're going to go ahead and do that, right? So that's that done. Let's move on. Now we're moving on to step number 4. You're going to take the PES 2021 exe file, and you're going to replace that as well. Now, I would recommend, I have an old folder called old exes, so I kind of keep my originals in a separate folder. If you like to do that, then give it a bash. If you don't want to worry about it, then don't worry about it. But you're going to literally grab this folder here, or this file, and plop it in. And then it's going to ask you once again, once it does the extracting, if you'd like to replace. I'm not going to do it. If you're playing on ultra wide, every time you replace the exe file, you have to download HXD, and then you've got to find the code, and you've got to rechange the 2 lines of code to get it to work. So yeah, if you're playing on ultra wide, you are going to have to do that. So that is number 4 already done. Then we're going to go into Cider, and we're going to add this line of code. So you just copy this. Go down to your config file right here. Open that up. Bring that over here. And then you're going to put this line down here where it said lua.modules. I don't even know that's how you say it. Lua. It just sounds kind of Hawaiian to me. Now, I've already added it. There it is. But that's what you'll do. All right, so you put a new line, you paste it like that, and that's it done. And then you'd save it. File, save. Okay, now I don't need to do that, obviously, because I've already done it. I am using gameplay loader, so I've got mine slightly different, but it's the same thing. So I'm not going to save it because I've already done it. So that is that step out the way. And then finally, you've got to put the save folder, well, where your save folder is, you've got to put the edit file. That's how you're going to get all the goalies being more offensive, a little bit smarter. I'll talk about the goalies when I show you the gameplay, because I do feel like they are a little bit too good. Like, a lot of my matches have ended like 0-0, 1-0. There's not a lot of goals, but I'm also playing on new camera angles and I'm trying to learn the ropes again, so that could be why as well. So we're going to go ahead and go to our documents folder, Konami, PES 21. You're going to go to the one with all the numbers, save, and then you're going to have a bunch of these. So you want to go over here onto the save folder, and then just, you know, you can either extract it or just grab all of these, and you just copy them over. Okay, I'll do it, and I'm not going to do it because it's going to say, do you want to override it? But I'm not going to do that. But that's what you would do. You shouldn't really have anything in your edit file apart from the, the save file folder. Apart from the edit file, you won't have all the coaches ones there anyway. So you don't need to overwrite, just bosh, put it in there. And that is it, folks. That is it. I mean, it's installed. Simple as that. That's every single instruction. Next one is enjoy the game. And as he mentions down here, ignore the gameplay loader version unless you really know what it is and you prefer having that instead. Otherwise, it's the same thing as the DT18 file. And there we go. If you want to do the tactics, they're slightly different. I'll show you that just because, you know, some of you might want to. The pass maps are a paid thing, though. You're going to have to pay for them. Fully worth the time and effort that they spend. Kidman has spent a ton of time going through every team to change the tactics and the formations, and he's working on the new season. But in here, you'd literally go to Importer, you drag your edit file in here, then you double-click Tactics Importer. It imports it, it creates a new edit encrypted file, you delete the old one, you put the new one in there. If you need help with that, maybe I can do a separate video real short. But, you know, as I said, that's not free. You're going to have to pay for it. And there we go. Other things to take note of. I mean, you can head over to the thread, check it out. There's a few things if your game is kind of lagging a little bit. There's a thread here that can help with some of the lag. And then there's a whole bunch of questions and stuff that's been answered in the thread. So if you want any updates, just go ahead. But I wanted to clear that up because I made it quite complicated and I said you needed both files. You don't. Just follow what I did there and you will have everything looking lovely. Right, let's head over to the gameplay now. We're not going to be in the game. It's another match I recorded because I sat down and I played a whole Champions League group stage the other night. I got addicted to the game. Seriously, folks, can't stop playing PES 21 now. It's worrying. But not really, because it's good for the Master League. All right, enough jabbering. I'll see you in a second.